Hey guys, here we are for the Pennzoil Cup Series, race 0.5 at Eldora, or also known as the All-Star Race. And last year it was at Daytona. That was a spectacular event. We saw really good racing there. However, with the fans voting, we have put Eldora on the spot this year, and I'm sure it's just going to be an exciting race as well. Eldora was on the grid last year, but as a chase race this year as the All-Star event, and it will go exactly like last year as 3 races. 2 of them lead up to the main All-Star event, and basically the 2 races are the people who haven't won yet, and they will be split into the 2 races. And so Eldora, short track, dirt track, only one on the field, and I'm pretty sure that these drivers, if they're not really used to it yet, they better have some practice under their belts coming in. Here's your pole sitter, Michael Kraft, as he's going to start the field off around 1. You see going through the field, you can look at the people who are in this race. Basically, if you're not in this race, you're either a winner or you will be in race 2. So Michael Kraft is rubbing doors with 24, a little friendly competition, I guess. Arsha Saint and Michael Kraft both don't need to worry about this since they are in the All-Star, the chase already. Remember, the main goal behind this race is to secure that last spot in the chase. Currently, Brian Lehning holds it, but if someone can win that All-Star event that's not in the chase right now, they'll be put in. Let's get started with the green flag is out. We are racing here at Eldora, 20 laps to decide the winner of round 1. The winner will go on to the All-Star event and try to compete for a shot to get in the chase. Michael Kraft, though, will pull out to an early lead with, wow, Arsha Saint getting the wall. We already have cars spinning, and this wasn't a surprise. We saw it last year. Gary Weaver, Michael Jones, Kyle Singer, and more cars involved. That's Nicholas Mudia, Michael Krister already, and that's David Barras as well. Already a ton of people's days are over already since there are no cautions here. Just flat out racing at this dirt track. Michael Kraft is now not in the lead. Instead, it's Derek Petrie, his teammate. The 92 car now is going to go to the inside. That's Giovanni Barraza. Derek Petrie is in the chase, but Giovanni Barraza, however, is not. But here's the man of the night, Brian Lehning. He is 20th right now in the chase standings. Technically, he's in right now, but he's also not, because if one of the drivers who's not in the chase right now wins the All-Star event, he is booted out, and that guy is shoved into that spot, the final 20th position, and Brian Lehning is sitting on the outside. So pretty much all Lehning is rooting for is he either wins this race and then wins the event to forcibly stick his way in and chase, or he could just lay back and let his fellow chasers actually win the race. We saw it last year where I believe it was Jack Newman who was on the 20th spot. He just let his fellow chaser, Webster Zygarde, win the race for him, and he's in anyway, because if a chaser wins, there's really no way you can actually get in. However, as you see in the field, you see Giovanni Barraza back there. That's a driver who's not in the chase. This is his only shot now to get in the chase, and Barraza was so close last year. He actually qualified for the event because he won a race, but he was not able to do that, as that was the first time he was actually racing in a 4-2 last year. But now he's back in the Chevy this year, and he's showing a lot of strength here at the dirt track. Got a few dirt racers in the field as they grew up racing on the dirt, so you can definitely tell Giovanni Barraza is pretty experienced as well. He's really ringing the ring right now, as Michael Kraft getting pushed back to second again, your pole sitter. But the race, you see, we're trying to run it at a full clip here, but there will be little intermissions. You see Brian Lehning now pulling up to the back of the 11 car, making it to third, and Derek Petrie is going to try to take 2 of them out. He's going to second. Remember, Derek Petrie, even though he has really no motive of winning this race, he's winning just to build confidence. Going into the chase race, if you really wreck out at this race, you're not going to have as much confidence as someone else who wins it. Derek Petrie plus a win would help him, because he's currently winless in the series. He won a race last year, but that's not necessarily a good thing, as he should have more wins by now, as he was one of the dominant cars last year. And he is one of the dominant cars this year. He's finished inside the top 5 going into the chase. You see, we're looking off the back of, I believe it's Giovanni Barraza. And you see Michael Kraft looks like he's going to go inside, and he's going to bring his Big Motorsports teammate along with him, Derek Petrie. But Derek's going to return the favor by just passing him around. And you see some lap traffic getting on the way. David Barraza and Nicholas Samudio are the two cars that are slow, involved in that first lap wreck. And, well, they're off the pace. But look who's catching back up. That's Joseph Swigley, Ethan McDowell. Both those guys are not in the chase. This is their chance to make their way up and try to secure a spot into the All-Star event. We got a car spinning. David Barraza again. Nikita Riskov, he was actually in that main group. Michael Kraft and Arsha saying they were running up front all day. And Samudio and Eric Willis. Jesse Dalton. Used to be Eric Willis, but Jesse Dalton also spun around. Anyways, we're coming down to the end of the race. Ethan McDowell trying to go to the inside of Derek Petrie. Ethan McDowell, he would be an upset chaser if he could win this race in the next. White flag is out in the area. And Giovanni Barraza's to the inside. The Under Armour Chevy is now going to the front, and it will be a drag race. Or Barraza will take it away right here. Barraza around using the lap cars as an advantage. Checkered flag goes to Giovanni Barraza in the Under Armour Chevy as he secures himself a spot in the final event of the night. And Barraza, what a great race. That came down to the wire for sure. Ethan McDowell a little short, was not able to make it in. And that will end the chase hopes of McDowell, McMahon, Srigley, Riskov, Singer, Willis, Dalton, Barraza, Krister. All those guys are now out of the chase officially. And you see Brian Lenning in 6th there. He didn't end up winning this race, so now his only shot at keeping in the chase is hoping that one of his chasers will win the All-Star event. And obviously anything can happen. You see Aaron Allen, Maxwell, Samudio. Those 3 cars are also out of the chase bidding. However, we still got another dual race to go until we make it to that event. Say hello to the rest of your field that has not won a race yet, including Jack Newman, who's going to qualify on the front row. Newman came into this race last year as the driver who was on the bubble and who needed to either win the race or have a chaser win it for him. However, this time he is secured in the chase pretty firmly. However, it wasn't by that big of a margin, but he is in the chase, however, and he will get a second shot at trying to make it past the first round, as he was the first driver out. But you see back in the field, you saw a couple of drivers, but Webster Zygar also comes to mind. He was number 1 leaving, but he never got a win, so that's why he is in this race. And we're going to see if he wins this race, that'll be only better for Brian Lenning, but anyways, we'll see what happens in this duel. Green flag is back out once again as Jack Newman is going to take him down, but Blaine Keys going on the outside. The front 4 starting. In fact, your top 5 is completely made up of chasers. Look at Brian Boone coming on the inside. That was a close one, but Aaron Lukes is going to hold out on the inside. Now he's going to try to take the lead over Jack Newman. And coming as well, I see Ryan Kendall back there on the 56. Scott's machine is actually not in the chase. He would love a chance to fight for the All-Star event. Looking back as well, Rick Witt, he is a native of dirt tracks. He just got shoved to the outside though by Jose Vaquez. His hopes are not done yet as he almost got his way into the chase as a rookie. And he's looking to win his way into the chase now in this race. But you see Ryan Kendall, obviously a dirt racer, so he's going right to the front. And now we're going to get an overhead shot. This is your entire field here. As you see, everyone is definitely running much more compact, and they have managed to settle down a little bit more. Now, the interesting thing about racing here at Eldora, it looks like Andrew Jordan you see in the back there, but if you're having a hard time seeing, that's just the point. This track is going to kick up a ton of dust. You see Andrew Jordan, you can barely see him even from the top-down cam. Just think of him trying to race in this. It's very hard to race, and if someone wrecks on the top of the track, there's really nothing you can do about it, as you'll be blinded by the dust that you might not even be able to see it. You see the 51 car is falling way back. Out front now, looks like it's the 98 is Zach Cars. That's a surprise he would make it in the chase, and he only has one more shot at it. Baquez is falling out of the frame. And Addison Steinbeck's running to the wall. The 23 car is now falling off. And Matthew Brown is in the wall as well, the Freightliner Mustang, as he had high hopes coming into this. He's also now falling off. And this is almost like a pack. It's like a pack of cars running around this track, and I'm surprised they're still going. That's Brian Boone out front right now with Cooper Cyron, and I cannot see that third car on the inside line. That's Aaron Luke's, I think. So currently the front two are now chasers. Obviously, that's all what Brian Lennon wants to see right now. But the field has gotten a little bit smaller as Aaron Lukes will take the lead. But looking back, Ryan Kendall is in the wall now, and he's going to hold up Chloe Baker running a special pink scheme. And Rick Witt, the driver, who said he'd do anything to win these two races tonight. Obviously, he's still in this front group, but he is not really running the best as he could be. You see Webster Zygarde, he's kind of just, waiting it out right now. He has no reason to run this race hard at all. I think he should just save his car for next week. The 12th car was pretty quick. We got a spinner! That's Cesar Chavez, and Aaron Lukes was involved, and now the field is now separated, and you see the field is definitely separated. Here's the front, here's what's left. Zach Cars, Andrew Jordan, who's managed to climb his way back up, Callum Wood, Edison Padcar, Ferdinand Gabat, and Blaine Keys. So I believe Blaine Keys is the only chaser in this group, so he might have a second non-chaser going into the final event. That just levies the odds away from Brian Lennon even more. However, they were really big to begin with, so I have pretty sure faith that Brian Lennon can pull this off, and one of these chasers can get to victory lane. But looking in this field, Zach Cars has been out front all race long. However, the chaser, Blaine Keys, is going to disband him from that spot as the Boog Ford is on his way by. And Blaine Keys is now to the front with Ferdinand Gabat trying to find his way into second, trying to get underneath the Miller Lite Ford. Gabat is looking to send Philippines Racing Development driver into the chase, as they currently have not gotten one in yet, but they still have Sergio Alonso. He has won 2 races so far this season, so he will be in the All-Star event. If Ferdinand Gabat can get in there, that will only help their chances out at getting a driver in the chase. And white flag is out. Blaine Keys is kind of holding up Brian Boone right now, who is also a really high-standing driver. But Ferdinand Gabat, he's got really no pressure on him right now. A lap car in front of him, his teammate Chavez, will not be a factor. Checkered flag is going out to Ferdinand Gabat, who will take the win and his first win in his career, despite it being a dual race. But Ferdinand Gabat will now be in the All-Star event, challenging to try to get himself in the chase. As here we go, you see Gabat on the point, and he still keeps his hopes alive for trying to make it to the chase. Looking down, Callum Wood, Edison Padcar, Zach Cars, Cooper Cyron, Andrew Jordan, Ryan Kendall, Chloe Baker, Rick Witt. All their hopes are now gone of trying to make it into the chase and win the championship. So, tough luck for them. But you see Webster Zygarde pretty much kept his car clean all day. I'm pretty sure that's what he intended. Or maybe just doesn't like racing with dirt. You never know. But you see Matthew Brown, Cesar Chavez, Baquez. Those 3 cars also not going to make the chase. And here is the final event. This is your supreme race of the evening. And you see Jake Booker will start on the pole. How convenient, seeing as he was the championship winner of last year. So definitely worthy of being on the front row. You see Cody Russell behind him. We have a few people that are not in the chase at this moment now in this race, though, including Ferdinand Gabat and Giovanni Barraza, who won the 2 dual races. So that only weighs the odds against Brian Lenning. Everything is on Brian Lenning right now. Lenning is looking out from his pit box, just hoping one of these chasers can get to victory lane so he can stay in the running for the championship. And as we go around turns 3 and 4, this may be the last time we get to breathe because this is going to be an exciting race. And the pace car hits pit road. Here we go for the all-star event of Season 2. Green flag is in the air. And these are the best of the best. All these drivers in this race have gotten a win sometime, somewhere this season, not including people from last year. As you see, Jake Booker now on the outside trying to pick up speed to stay in front of this group, but Kyle Collins is now coming behind. The 83 car is one of those drivers who's not in the chase. If he can win here tonight, he gets an Old Spice Racing driver in the chase when they didn't have one going into this race, which is devastating to that team. Also in this race, Nick Purcell's winner of Martinsville is actually trying to get in as well. The Old Spice Racing Toyota is also on Old Spice Racing, and that would be definitely good. Oh no! Kyle Collins spun around! And Cody Russell as well taken out with them. So I believe that was second and third on the qualifying grid, now done from action. And that is not what Kyle Collins wanted to see. It looks like Jake Booker got held up on the outside line and really nowhere to go for the 83 car, and the 77 hooked him. But back out front, Jay Barker, winner of Richmond and Bristol, the short track racer obviously, or maybe night racer, is going to get passed by Kevin Ulrich in the 34 car. Ulrich is not in the chase, and that could give Fast Motorsports their first driver in the chase. They're actually a rookie team though, so that would be very incredible to see that happen. But how about this? Ferdinand Gabon, the GoDaddy Chevy, trying to make a shot at it. Ferdinand, I don't think he had very much of a performance at Eldora last year, but he's showing one right now. The 63 car has been practicing on dirt, obviously, but Nick Purcell's is now going to take that spotlight away from us. The 00 car will move into first, and Jay Barker and AJ Davidson are trying to spoil the party. The two chasers are coming in, and that's what Brian Lenning wants to see, the 2 car taking back the lead. And I doubt there's anyone I'd like to see up front if I was Brian Lenning other than Jay Barker. Maybe Jay Durrell. The 2 J's, let's just call it that. But the 2 cars been on a roll. He's very quick here in practice, and he just got done winning Richmond, so his feelings are very heightened after the amount of success he's having recently. But how about success? Jay Durrell, we just talked about him. Here he is, the 4-time winner, running about mid-pack. He really has no reason to win this race. He already has enough confidence as it is. But here's just a little visual example of what these drivers are facing. If someone's sitting on that outside wall, you cannot see them. So it's very tough to see around this track with all the dust flying everywhere. But the 4-time winner is definitely making it look easy out here. However, running in the middle of the field, though, I'm pretty sure that's his strategy, though. We're looking back out front with Nick Purcell's now getting dethroned from the lead, as the 34 car is now in the lead. But you see, we got the 2 cars that were taken out in the wreck. Kyle Collins and Cody Russell. He could be looking for a little revenge. Or probably not Cody Russell, but Kyle Collins probably. His chase hopes are done from this. And you see the drivers are now going to have a hard time getting around these 2 slower cars. Kevin Ulrich, although, is going to go by them both pretty easily. I guess Kyle Collins isn't the most revengeful type. But you see Jay Barker now moving into second. Back to the lead goes the number 2 cars, or maybe not yet. The 34 will pull away, and the Vance car will fall into second. Ooh, coming on the inside, there's that run. The 2 car just is very phenomenal right now, and he really is using the draft to his advantage, and he'll pull away. But you see the distance from Kevin Ulrich to 3rd place is also getting bigger, so these 2 might just pull away from the rest of the field. And no sign of anyone else behind them as the 2 lap cars still... Actually, it doesn't look like they're too slow. Cody Russell and Kyle Collins still are maintaining pace at these front 2. But you see Jay Barker just pulling away from the grid. Nick Purcell's, however, is caught back to the 34 car and moves his car into second. And we just have to remember, there is no reward for finishing second here. If Jay Barker wins, that means Brian Lenning is automatically in. So Nick Purcell has to win to get into the chase. As you see, they're going to push Jay Barker out to the outside. However, it's a little early for that. We still got a little bit of racing left. Nick Purcell's now out front. with Kevin Ulrich in the 34 car running in second. However, Ulrich now to second to the top of the board. And you see Kyle Collins, Nick Purcell's teammate, now going on the inside. And don't know why he's racing so hard. I mean, he's not a factor anymore. He is a lap down. Or maybe he's just trying to push Kevin Ulrich out of the way to help his teammate out. And he definitely did give him a forceful tap to the outside. It's a dirt track. You get to rub a little. And Kevin Ulrich is now in the wall. I think the 83 kind of forced him up there. And that's what I call being a teammate. Double zero car now going to go into the inside. And the 83 is just going to let him by. That was the strategy there. And I swear I saw a hand coming out the window of the double zero car to say thanks. And now the 83 is going to probably just go back and try to block everyone else he can. Because they got 10 laps left in this race. This is actually 30 laps rather than 20. Forgot to mention that. But the Old Spice Racing Toyota is now out front. And the 83 car just trying to get his teammate into the chase. And at least have Old Spice Motorsports have one driver in the championship hunt. But you see, Jay Barker is not going to have any of that. The 83 is going to have to hold back one of the fastest cars of the race. The 2 car is going to go to the inside. AJ Davidson, though, is going to take advantage. The Pennzoil 4 now to the inside. As the 52 car will move to second, the 2 car is going to move on the inside of the 83. So much for blocking for Kyle Collins. They're already reeling in the double zero car. However, look at that run the 2 gets. That is what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, is the 2 car just somehow found a way to just exit the corner so perfectly and just get a huge run on everyone he tries to pass. And look at that, he's just going to breeze around the double zero car, taking Cody Russell, the lap car, with him. And now the Van Chevy out front. And we're winding down this race. The double zero's only got one more shot to try to get to the front. However, Cody Russell's holding him upstairs. Final lap in the air. And Jay Barker now trying to finish these corners. And he could just pull off 2 wins in a row. This one will not count, however. And he's going to do it. Off the corner, the 2 car, National Racing will get their 2nd win in a row. And checker flag to Jay Barker. And what an amazing shot. And Brian Lehning is screaming and shouting his head off as he is still in the chase. And we did not see another upset here this year, just like last year. However, you see the 2 car, rather than doing burnouts, he's going to do a backwards lap around the track. Jay Barker, now your winner and a 3-time winner, with this one not counting towards the regular season. But let's go over who lost a chance at the chase. How about Sergio Alonso, though, coming in third? Great effort, but obviously not enough. He's done. Nick Purcell's out. Kevin Ulrich out. Giovanni Barraza, Sam Rogers, and Ferdinand Gabad. They are all out of the chase, and the chance of getting the dream of being in the chase. But you got to give credit for Ferdinand Gabad and Giovanni Barraza anyway. They made it into the race with winning. But here's the official roster for the Chase from Pennzoil Cup. We got 8 races to decide who will be that top driver. And it was last year was Jake Booker. You see him, the 3rd driver on that list. Who could it be this year? Could Jake Booker get his 2nd championship? We'll have to find out going into this chase season. The Pennzoil Cup Series will see you next time at New Hampshire. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next week.